JetBrains, who provides me with IntelliJ so much. But actually, I'm not in JetBrains. It's a bit complicated because we are like a separate company, but we work in JetBrains offices, and we have developers who were in JetBrains before, like from start times. Some are not, like me. I was like a newcomer. So, what is the Animatron? It is the HTML5 web animation tool, like, and it's built on HTML5. So here you may see, like this is the interface, and for now, but we plan to release just next days, so we're kind of in rush, so I'm also looking like in rush. So we plan to release as soon as possible. This is actually the animation tool. What it does, it is built in Java and GUID. We also use dependency injection here. It helps you to animate things. No, sorry, something weird happened. Okay, so for example, here is our main guy. He's actually already animated, for example, and if I press the preview key, I can see the animation. Actually, it happens with the help of JavaScript player here, which is done mostly by me, but there are also guys who help me. So if you have some animation, you can draw, by the way. You can do different things, and they will animate like this. You may review the things. And the main feature is that you may publish your project, and it goes like this. It has its own link, and it's playable. And you may get the embed code and embed it somewhere, anything you want. And it's configurable, like you may not do auto start, you may just ask user to play movie. So, but this is the project, and it is actually not completely what I've been talking today about. Actually, what I do is JavaScript player. You've seen it in this preview stuff, and it is used on the publishing page. So it's like the engine for this web animation tool. It also has its own scripting techniques inside. There were some guys, some interns. We have an office in Boston, so there were interns from Boston universities. They actually developed games using our engine. But unfortunately, the API was changed with time, so these games are not running for the moment. But we, of course, plan to resurrect them. So, for example, here is the sandbox. It is totally live. It may also break sometime, but you can change like color of a stroke, color of a fill. You may do it like this, and I have. You may use easing, like
Excuse me, can you zoom a little bit?
You mean the code? Yeah, sure. But I'm not sure if the code itself will. Oh yeah, it works. Yeah. Okay. It's actually, yeah, it looks like jQuery, but actually player doesn't use jQuery at all. But it was like the syntax is inspired by jQuery for the scripting. Actually, there is a possibility to script some actions in the tool, so you may put some object and say, on click I want to do that. But it's just started to be implemented, so maybe it's not perfectly usable for this moment. But we're releasing, and it is like maybe not the finished product, and we will release every 2 weeks with more features, with more stuff. So regarding the player, I have several examples to show you just in action. It's like changing the path. It's a bit creepy, I know, but it demonstrates that you can change everything live. It just happens on every frame. You change the data and it updates. Okay, and you may also add some random color for it to make it look even more creepier. Okay, so for example, like this, some stars. There is a lot of code here just because we have no, for the moment, easy function to create a star, but it's just a function like this. And we provide some, this B is like dollar in jQuery. It's a builder, we call it builder. It just makes you, allows you to create everything. So also you may change the number of columns, for example. All the stars are not finished. Okay. It's a bit shifted. So you may use it freely. There are some more examples. I should change something. Okay. So it is the time of 0. It just stops. For example, to speed up maybe 50. No. Yeah, it speeds up them, like they move in some direction. So you may easily do some recursive stuff, or you may not. It's because of Zoom, the canvas was a bit shifted. So it's kind of recursive things. And here they are in a prettier way. Like it's random color. Also, okay, we'll skip that stuff. There are so the element actually have its own bend, like its lifetime. So it burns at some time and it dies at some time. And inside of this time, you may add any tweaks you like. You may use easing, and also you may use some end actions, as we call it, like this bounce, for example. So it bounces back. And if I do loop, it will just loop like this. Also we have some intersections tests, very basic, but okay, it's for 3 seconds. So these circles just understand that they do intersect. By the way, it's useful debug mode, where you can see the way the shape reacts. You can actually change the path which is treated like as an intersection. So you may pretend that circle is like triangle, but it will be hidden for user, but you may do it. There are collisions tests. Okay. The same way, but it actually, I will turn out the debug mode. Now it's for 20 seconds. Sorry, a bit slowly, like it's suspense before, and it happened. So they were testing themselves for collision. I have actually the slides which I've done for we meet in Boston recently and in Munich also while developing this project. So in June I made some presentation for the developers. Yeah, like this. So I may show the slides about the API of the player. Okay, the intro. Here is, oh, I forgot, yeah, about the main thing. Oh, I lost the mouse. Okay, I'll show it then. So there is a site for a player. Here, there you have documentation, and the sandbox is also online. Actually, the code is open source completely, so you may participate. Feel free to participate. There are docs, there is sandbox, there were working games like this Osmos interpretation, and this is how the player works internally. It has just one main file with all the internals. It has this builder which provides the useful API and simplifies things, just like creating shapes and that stuff. It supports extending the API like modules, and it supports different importers, so you may provide your own format of a scene and give it an importer, and it will be converted and played. These are just the examples of code. Like in player, everything takes a lot of lines. With using builder, it takes much less. Modules provide some cool things like collisions. Collisions is actually is a module, and importers allow you to import different scenes. That's how it works inside. The scene consists of different elements like shapes, text, and different stuff. They are actually structured, and they are structured in the way where the element may be actually empty, but may have some children. But it may not be empty, so a text may own a children of different paths and images and that stuff. And it actually raises some problems with grouping. So we even have the support for sprites. it's like examples of the builder code for these elements. It's again about children. And for example, this star here is maybe constructed something like this, just by adding a child to a sprite element. It's a bit weird, but you may do it. So actually it's about the elements may be empty actually, but to have children, and the same star is here. So you add it as a child to an empty element, and it's okay. Every element consists of its transformations, the state, and a brush, which is visuals like text or image or shape or anything. Together, it's again together, and user for user there are provided some functions, like we call them modifiers. The function which modify the state of the element, like position, angle, and that stuff. The functions of the time, and the painters, the functions of context. So you may add a lot of your own painters and draw anything you want. And it just goes through time. For every frame, these modifiers which modify the state are implemented on every frame, are called on every frame, and all the painters are also called on every frame during the bend of an element. And it happens for every element. Actually, frames are not like strictly take some seconds. There is always a delta between them. It's like browser says us with the request animation frame function. And actually, modifiers are also actually all the twins and event handlers are a function of time, so they are modifiers. We call them this way. So here is the player in its a bit old version. You may create it, load some scene, and ask to play from some time. You have a lot of options, like different modes for player, including debug mode. You may change zoom, repeat scene or not, change background, width, height, and all that stuff. And you have custom importers. You may embed some project and customize it with everything also. It's all the things the player supports for the moment in some way. Collisions, twins within easings, masks, sprites, and all that stuff. It will be, I will show them one by one. You may construct any element with providing name, using some low-level element. You may reuse some element from cache, add children, and remove some. You may create shapes, different kinds of shapes. You may change the position and all stuff. The elements may have bands and the end actions, like repeat modes, which define if it loops, if it bounces, or if it's like stays, freezes in time in the end of a band. There are all the possible twins, I think. They may be relative, maybe not relative in time. You may compose some twins, you will have the ability to make composite twins, like twins having several points in time. And relative, this way you have all of the exits. You may think of, you may appoint some function to be called at some exact time. You may call it in its own band, like twin, and also you may change the time. Again, everything you want. It's like, and like be paint in the last line is like added a painter, custom painter, and the object may have all of them. Player supports handling events, keyboard and mouse not touch for the moment, but it will. Different time jumps in local time, and also like changing the whole time, like lifetime of the player. Like in the last lines, it like changes the easing of elements band. We support sprites in different ways, so you can preload them and then run animation, or you can just load them and run. Compositions and masks and other cool stuff. And this is everything on the engine of modifiers and painters. So you may look at the docs, they are a bit outdated, but still actual. Or Sandbox, which is like Animatron.com player Sandbox. I'll show the link. Version 1 is coming soon, very soon, and that's it. Thank you. And I'll post the links to the slides and to the player in the Twitter, like with the hashtag. So.